to another edition of the ECOMANSA Dialogue program that's proudly brought to you by the School of Business and Public Administration under the Information and Communications Ministry of ECOMANSA in collaboration with SS Media. I am Sohna Mbye and I will be the host for today's session. Today we are honored to have with us here Mr. Ousman Baldeh, a third-year student at the School of Business and Public Administration. As we all know, we're approaching the end of semester examination. Students are feeling the pressure. And Mr. Ousman is here with us to share his personal experience, advice, and study habits that we all can use to prepare even better. Mr. Ousman, once again, thank you for joining us. To begin with, could you please introduce yourself and tell us how you're feeling ahead of the semester exams?
Thank you so much, Sohna. You have already introduced me, right? My introduction is not lengthy at all.
Okay.
I am Ousman Baldeh, just as you mentioned, and I am a third-year student at the School of Business and Public Administration. I am majoring in public administration too, and I am a member and also the chairman of the advisory board of ECOMANSA. Yeah, so far so good. I guess that is all.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, as I said, could you please tell us how you're feeling ahead of the end of semester exam?
Yeah, so I feel excited, and I also feel like I am getting there because the end of every semester is marking like my closeness to graduation at the university. I am so eager to achieve those goals. So whenever there's exams, I feel like this is one more barrier that I need to break so that I get there. So let's say I might feel some little pressure, but I feel like I am accomplishing the goal, so I am getting ready for it.
Yeah. As we all know, exam season can get overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
So what strategies have you been working or that are best working out for you?
Oh yeah. So because this semester is too long, and also I have a lot of reading courses, and apart from that, I also have like a lot of calculation courses, and looking at it, like we've covered a lot within a short pace.
Yeah.
So what I do first is I break my work into manageable tasks because it is a lot, right? I cannot do it all at once. So I break my work into manageable tasks. I look at the most difficult topics to understand. Let's say if I am very good with the reading courses, but the calculation courses might be somehow critical and you need to prepare for them. So I prioritize those ones first, and then I end up with the other one. So I make sure I understand all the calculation parts of it, and then I start reading because if it is just reading, I can even read, a night before, and I'm able to catch up. So yeah, and apart from that, also try to look at what you can do the best, and also what you find troubles in doing, right? And it is also good that you prioritize or start with what you find more difficult and then do the things that are easier. So you just have to be strategic and also plan well, because if you prioritize one side, then the other side is going to, so you have to be on the balance. That is why it's very important for you to understand your coursework very well, and then you get there. Yeah.
So which part would you say you prefer, either the calculation or is it going to be the reading part?
Well, yeah, I prefer both because, I do a lot of accounting courses and I love doing accounting. So, yeah, of course. But also, I love the reading courses because I can get there so easily. Like with reading, I just get there and then, with it, especially in the early mornings when I do those revisions, in the bus going to school. Yeah, because then you have the pressure that if I don't read, I will perish. So, you have that motivation and you're already feeling strongly for it. So when you read, you get there so easily, of course.
That's good. And so to the next section, what helped you stay focused when you start to feel stressed or pressure?
Oh, yeah. Interesting part. So I am not the person that loves to stick on the book like all the time, right? So I take breaks. If I study for 30 minutes, but I'm going to take a break at least like for another 30 minutes. So I love the distractions so that I really know whether I understand what I was reading or I do not. And also like it's very good to change environment sometimes. It's okay to go to the beachside on a lonely day and just enjoy the breeze, and that is going to give you an open mind to be able to understand a lot of things. But also don't forget your colleagues. Study with them, revise with them. Sometimes you might not remember what you have read, but you can remember what they told you. All right, so that is also very, very important. But apart from that too, um, um, look at the best things that like look at the places that gives you comfort and study there. All right, also we are different, right? Sometimes I love to listen to music while I'm doing my calculation work. All right, that gives me a lot of motivation, like it keeps me going so I don't feel stressed. All right, so always look at an open environment that is going to make you very, very, very comfortable. All right, just as I said earlier, you can go to the beach, you can go to the bush. Sometimes I enjoy it, especially when I was in senior school back then in Mbye. I can just go to the bush alone and then sit under a big tree, and that environment, like it's quiet, but you can hear the birds making some noise on the background, and that is cool because you get the breeze and everything, because there's no beat down there, right? So when I got here, I started doing, sometimes we do group studies at the beach, and then we have a lot of fun while we read. We also play games, we ask questions, that interaction and everything. You can also study with some actions so that you can remember these actions and they can bring back the answers into your mind. That is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Even for example, I feel better when I'm studying with my colleagues. I learn a lot of things, new things. Usually, sometimes if you say this is it, and sometimes someone will come in and they will tell you that no, this is not it. That is the right answer, and you get to learn from there, and you move on.
Yeah, and then hardly do you forget such, because it was a conversation, so it can always ring back into your mind. It's very, very interesting studying with colleagues. Like it has been the best thing that works for me, and also studying at a lonely place. All right, this have been the best. But when it comes to calculations, I like to turn the bass on, have the music playing, especially when it is a cool one, like it is playing on the background, and then you're getting it done. It's so interesting. Yeah.
So to the next section, do you have any routines or habits that help you stay focused during exam time?
So routines or habits is more of just as I said earlier, the music, when I'm doing the calculations, is perfect. All right. Those are perfect moments. But also remember, I tutor a lot of these courses, right? So I even tend to understand better when I'm tutoring it. All right. Some of the things I find very difficult, when I teach someone how to do it, I understand it better. So those are things that I do all the time. Especially, you remember when we were in our first semester, I also had problem with errors at some point, right? But I study them. At some point, I felt like I understand. No, I don't. And then, I just reached it and I stepped into the class. Imagine, and I did very, very well. That never escaped my mind. So until today, I can remember it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, what study tips would you recommend for students that are watching this session?
Interesting. If you are at the university, there are many ways that you can catch up. All right. One is try to study alone. All right. Studying alone is very, very, it depends. Okay. Also, it depends. But try to study alone. Don't stress yourself. You cannot study the entire night. You're going to block your brain up. So what you need to do is study and get breaks. Study and get breaks, and make sure you sleep enough. Because the more you don't sleep, the more stress you get, and it is going to be very difficult for you to understand what you're studying. All right. So sleep well, but also stay dehydrated. Like if you can get while studying, if you can get some fruits, get some water, and be drinking, that is fine. All right. That is also going to help you get some distractions. While you're chewing, you're trying to understand what is on the book. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Study as much as you can with your colleagues. Do some group studies because you are not an island. All right, you cannot know everything. So always try to interact with your colleagues. You know, those question and answer sessions, those games that you play to understand. You know, those are also perfect things you can do. And also, you can switch environment all the time. Switch environment, like go to somewhere that you feel comfortable, move, you know, I mean, and take breaks.
Yeah.
Listen to music, you know, make a call to one of your friends that is fun, you know, laugh and bring back, you know, like when you feel stressed, you just need to do something that can bring joy to you, right? So those are very, very important tips that you need to take while you're preparing for the exams. But don't neglect the tutorials. If it is a course that has tutors, connect with them, attend their tutorials, and then you understand it better, because the people that are taking the tutorials have been there before and they have an understanding of how these questions are going to appear. So you need to understand better, right?
Yeah.
But apart from the tutorials, again, past questions, very important. Check the past questions so that you understand, not because the lecturer is going to repeat the questions, but you understand the manner in which they will set. What type of logic do they use? What is their style of setting questions? You know, questions come in different ways. Lecturers set their questions in a different ways. Like when the microeconomics lecturer was set questions is different from when Abdullah sets them, right? So you need to understand the lecturer that you are with, that you are doing the course with, revise their past questions, tend to get to understand how they set their questions, and that is going to prepare you better and better. Yeah.
Just as you said, it's like that. Even me, I enjoy studying better when I'm doing it with a group. But as he said, it's also very important for you to study individually at home. Have a private time, study before you go to your colleagues to study with them. Because if you only study at the group, or if you only go when they say there is a group studies, when you go, you might feel a little stupid, or you might feel you're not that smart. Or if you study at home, you're at least a little prepared and you know certain things, you know where your weaknesses are. And when you go to your colleagues, you can ask them questions, and then you feel better and you will get to understand your studies even more. So that when you go to exam hall, sometimes they can just click and you get to remember everything. So the next question: how do you stay organized throughout exam season, Mr. Ousman Baldeh?
That is easy. This one is for me, right? But it's going to, like, for another person, it's going to depend on what they want to do. But myself, like, I reflect on how I got to the university and how I am struggling to pay my tuition and what my goals are after uni, and I understand that, like, I need to do whatever I can do and so that I achieve this because of all the struggles I've gone through to see that it happens. So this is one of the things that motivates me to organize myself in the best way, right? Because, like, you think of the struggle that you go through every day, and now, like, what is left is less than what I've already gone through. So I ensure that, like, no matter what, I do the best things that are going to bring what I want. So to stay organized, I think they're just the same things. I link with my friends as much, especially my colleagues. We try to help each other because I know that I'm not an island, right? And I cannot understand everything. But what I don't know, another person knows. And what they don't know, another person knows. So once we sit together, especially those group studies that we do, sometimes after the group study, I don't feel any more pressure. I just go and sleep. So what I do is I just want to wake up early in the morning, let's say around 6 before the boss is here. I just, revise those parts of it, and then, I feel like I am ready. So that is it. But, like, depend on yourself when it is now time for the exams. Like, we must ensure that we avoid examination malpractice in any way possible. Leave your phones behind, go to the hall, do your work for yourself, because the exams does not really determine your worth. It doesn't. It is just it is just telling you how prepared you were. All right. That means if you prepare much better, you can do better. But it doesn't mean you are stupid.
No.
All right. So it does not really determine your worth. It just determines how prepared you are. So for me, failing the paper and coming back to do it is even better than taking a phone or trying to depend on somebody while I'm on exams. So that is why I focus as much on my paper and do what I can do and then pass it. So that is all. Stay organized as possible. Do the things that make you happy. Exam does not mean you should not do the things that you are doing normally during the day. You just need to arrange yourself and strategize. I study at this time and then I do this at this time. You can go play some sports, go play some games, visit a friend for some hours, free your mind as much as possible. And then once you get to the book, it's easier, it's easier for you to get things coming in, and you understand it better. But when you want to study all the time, like without resting, you feel stressed. The brain gets tired, right? You need to sleep as much as possible and stay dehydrated so that you are there.
Yeah. As the saying goes, no man is an island.
No man at all.
Yeah, so let's try and learn from our friends and our colleagues as much as we can, because it will help us know even better. So what do you do when you lose motivation while studying?
Yeah, so just like at first, the biggest drive that keeps me going is my goal, where I want to get to. And I remember how hard it was to get to uni. Because I personally, I graduated grade 12. I applied for uni. I got it, but I could not go there because there is no, I don't have the money. So I had to go to college where it's free and then, try to, get that advanced diploma, for 3 years and then, still trying to work on how I can get to the university, right?
Yeah.
And, then I graduated college, became a qualified teacher. I was working for 4 good years as a qualified teacher before I even started university.
Wow.
So, some of those savings, what my friends can do and what I am able to do at that time, because I'm trying to save for tuition fees and stuff. What I have stopped myself from doing just to get to the university. I cannot get there. And then I feel demotivated. Because that story, whenever I think about it, I know that, man, you need to go and get it. So that is one of the things, right? And I think of the degrees between me and something. All right. I feel like there is a lot that I can get after getting my degree because I can already do a lot, right? I just need that paper to get to where I want to get. So no matter how stressed I become, when I think about these moments, I know very well that I have to stay focused. But again, the distractions are fine. Getting stressed is okay. How do you manage it?
Yeah.
All right. That's why I said, try to do the things that make you happy as much as possible. If you can visit friends, please visit them for some hours. Go to the beach. If you want to be free, you want to be lonely, go to the beach, take your book. You can study best at the beach, right? If it is lonely. Or maybe there's another spot that you can go to that gives you comfort, right? You can go there and do it.
Like under the tree.
Exactly. So it's not like you should do what I'm doing. But what I'm saying is do what is best for you. Do what you think is going to give you comfort. You cannot study if you're uncomfortable. So free your mind as much as possible. Listen to music, watch some TikTok videos if you want. Get a little distraction so that your brain goes somewhere. And when you come back, in fact, you'll be able to know whether what you've been reading you understand it or not. All right, but if you keep on just studying and studying and studying, you'll wake up in the morning and start thinking about what you have read the entire night and you cannot remember because it is stopped, it's too much. So you need to take your time, do it one by one, step by step, no rush. And that is why it's important to prepare early if you're not an early bird, right? If you're not the LMD type, start doing it now, all right? Because we are different. We are different. Others can catch up a day before the exam. Others would have to start reading a month before. So you know yourself better, understand yourself better. So do what is best for you and make sure that you prepare. So in that aspect, I've been saying you must study with your friends, try to do group works. But if your friends are early birds, they would love to prepare late, right? So you start doing it early so that you don't just follow them. Yeah.
Well, do what works best for you. And as he said, what about like those students that are not thinking about paying their tuition fee, saving for their tuition fee? Like they already know that immediately when I'm done with my grade 12, I am going to the university, I would get my tuition fee paid either by my families or through scholarship. Those ones, what advice would you have?
What I would say is like always remember that the opportunity you got, there are many other people looking for it and they cannot get it. So it's going to be very bad if you misuse it.
Yeah.
But also, I know even if you get all these scholarship opportunities or you come from a privileged family, you still have a goal. You need to prioritize it and make sure that it works. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to stay forever under those people that are helping you. You need to be independent, right? Even if you're a woman, forget about getting married and all the stuff, right? You need to get a job. You have to be an iron lady. How do you do that? Get that degree. Get that degree with a distinction if you can. All right? Yeah. So I mean, like no matter what type of person or what family you are coming from, that is a motivation that is keeping you going, right? And I know you want to do good, like your family members are doing good, so that they are able to support others too.
Yeah.
So we should not misuse opportunities. Let's make sure that we make the best use of what we have and get things going.
So, Mr. Ousman, what message or words of encouragement would you like to share with our audience or students that are trying to prepare for the end of semester examination?
I've said this earlier, right? I said exams does not determine your worth. All right, they just determine how prepared you are. So if you're doing exams, that means you should prepare as much as you can. Stay focused on what you want, get it done, and don't hesitate. Ask questions to your friends. Ask questions to lecturers, whoever that can help you. Try to get help as much as possible before the paper comes, right? But when the paper comes, try to do it for yourself. You can do it. Like if you're able to get to the university, like for me, to me, if you're able to get that requirement to enter university, imagine how vast is difficult. Being examined for 3 years education, like from grade 10 to 12, everything can come. Talk less of an exam that is just one semester. You must make sure that you prepare as much as possible. And remember, like if you don't prepare, it's either you are coming back to do it or you're going to do a malpractice, and then if you are caught, you're getting suspended. You've seen the Senate report, right? So those are things that we don't want to. I know you don't want them to happen to you. Neither do I want it to happen to me. So what we do exactly? So what we do is, we prepare as much as we can and know that we have a goal that we want to achieve. Most of us have dreams of graduating with distinctions, but if you cannot get it, but get the good papers and go and do your master's degree. That is going to be very, very important.
Very, very important.
So I will say it again. The exams does not really measure your worth. It measures how prepared you are. So the more prepared you are, the more you are going to win. The less prepared you are at a risk of failing the exams. So, we are 2 weeks or 3 weeks away from exams. So that means there is still time, right? The group studies, the individual studies, the tutorials are going to prepare you best. So don't be lazy. Go and get it. Go and get it, man.
Go get it done. Just get yourself prepared.
Exactly.
Structure. We have like 2 weeks before the exam, so feel like you can do it, and you're going to be able to achieve that A or that B you aspire to.
Definitely.
So before we wrap up the session, do you have any final messages or words or anything at all you would like to share with our audience or students that are watching?
I think the final message is the exam is not for people. It's not for students to feel the pressure, right? Exams are there to say that you have completed this semester. Let us see what you have understood from what you have learned. Right? So that is it. So it means if you prepare better, you get it done. Limit the pressure, because pressure is one of the things that makes a lot of people fail exams, right? Because, when you have pressure and you have that exam stress, that phobia in you, you are not able to understand whatever you're going to study.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, do the things that make you happy and study alongside, and then you will get it done, I promise you. But we are different, right? So what I feel best for me might not be best for you. So do the things that do not change because I said this. And do not also, like, if you have a studying habit that have been working for you, you cannot change it when the exam is close, because that is risky. You might change it and it will not work for you, right? So do the habits that have been working for you. If you want to change your study habits, you can examine yourself well before the exams at the beginning of the semester, right? So yeah, so I think that is all. And, I want to wish every single student all the best, not only those in ECOMANSA, but the entire University of the Gambia, in all schools. We can do this, and that is why we are there. So let's just do it once and for all, get our holidays, come back for the next semester. The exam is going to exams are just going to bring us closer to completing the degree, right? So yeah, of course, we need to do the exams if we want to complete the degree. So, like, for me, exams are not surprises because every student expected at the end of the semester, I'm getting an examination. And the examination, of course, is going to determine what I've understood, how much I've prepared. So let's get it going. Let's prepare as much as possible. We can do it. We can make it. And also, don't forget, you're not an island. Ask questions, attend tutorials. Use the past questions so that you understand better. And then, revise your lecture notes. Do it.
Yeah, do what best works for you. Exactly. And our GPA, we need to take it there.
Yeah, the GPA needs to go up. Yeah, the GPA needs to go up because, especially in our school, there are a lot of people that come directly from senior school, right? So you need to get a good GPA, because if you have not been working before, you find it very difficult to get into the labor market when you don't have that very good degree. So if you have been working before, you have an advantage. Even if you don't have a new workplace, your status can be upgraded, right? So yeah, that is how it goes. Let's work on trying to get that distinction, summa cum laude, cum laude, and all of the loudest, But we must not do less than honors. Let's get that done. We have wasted a lot of time. We have invested a lot of energy in trying to make this work. Some of us have been to school, then to college, and then to work, and then to back to university. So it's a long time, and you cannot waste it. Also, even those that have just done 12 years of education, I mean, it's a lot. How many students, in fact, have visited 2-3 times before they can be able to get to university? So when you get there, don't take it for granted. Others are trying to get there and they can't. So that means prepare as much as possible. Let's get it going. I know you can do it and we can do it. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Ousman, for sharing your experience and your advice with us. I am sure the audience will benefit. And to our audience, I wish you the very best in your exams. Stay focused and keep pushing. This was the 4th edition of the ECOMANSA Dialogue. I am Sohna Mbye. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Bye.